Okay, so I have set a timer for 3 hours so that I can see if I can get this painting done from start to finish, step by step. I've already transferred my image over into the canvas. See this? Okay, and I'm going to show you exactly how I go about getting this painting done. Now that it's transferred, now that my image has been transferred, there we go. This is the image that how I want it to look. So I'm going to take my grayscale and figure out which colors. See the darkness here? If you were to look at this in a black and white image, you would be able to see the grayscale, but this darkness right here is between 1 and 2 value, okay, and then it just gets lighter as it goes. But on this airplane right here, you can see that this is a darker tone rather than these lighter tones. The lighter tones really blend so much nicer when the value for 6 is in the lower clouds, and then maybe 9 and 8 values are for these clouds that are further out. And then again for the airplane, as you see, the body is in a little bit on a lighter scale, a lighter gray, but the wings are definitely in the lower values here. Okay, of course, if we look at the tire, that's definitely a darkest value. And we compare that to where else we see the darkest values. And the girl that's at the top, she's probably on a grayscale value that's in the mid-range. So we're going to make her, even though the colors are white and yellow, pinks, those are still going to be in the values of a darker tone so that she looks like she's definitely closer to the viewer. Okay. So let's get started. Blue shades. So to make this darker blue, I'm going to add some black to it, and it's very dark. Okay. I keep a water bottle very handy, and I just make sure that I just keep my colors wet. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely a much darker blue. I think that's a little too dark for what I wanted, but that's how you find out. So you can scoop some of this off to the side and use it as a reserve, because you will come back to this darker shade just to make your blues darker. Okay, so scoop up some more blue and just mix it in. And color mixing takes a little bit of patience, but you can find the colors that you need. Okay, so this is a good mix. It's pretty dark. Okay, so here's my dark values, and this is definitely in these darker 1 and 2 values. Okay, so that's a pretty dark blue also. I'm going to move that to the side. That way I have these two that I can keep coming back to. This is darker. This one's a little bit more bluer. Okay. Okay. So now we want to make a little bit of a lighter. So we're going to scoop some of this white and put it on the side. On the side, so that, let's see here. Okay. And you mix a lighter value of blue. Okay, again, water, towards your water so you can mix it better. Okay. Okay, that's pretty light. So comparing into the light values, this one probably goes in the lightest values here. So those are pretty light. So pretty light blue. Okay, that's a huge range. So we want something in between those two as well. So we're going to mix that darker blue and just bring it into this white. And see, now we have a medium grayscale here. Let's see. Yeah, so that's a more of a medium grayscale there. Can you see? Okay, so this is what I'm comparing it to. So this medium is what I want. This is going to be my medium. This is my dark. And I guess this is my darkest. Okay, so I have a control there. So because I want to mix it lighter, I'm going to clean my brush really good, okay? Okay, so I want to get all that off. See my water? I'm going to dip it and just keep scrubbing it off. So now we want a lighter shade of blue. So this is one of my lighter controls. So okay. Let's see. Maybe there's going to be one that's just mostly white. I don't know, that's still a pretty light. There we go. So you just want to have a variety of color. So here's some of the different shades of blue that I like, and I can go back and this will be my cheat sheet, my reference sheet of the type of blues that I want. And you can clearly see how this one is way darker than this blue one. See? So you can see that. Okay, so these are the blues that we're going to use for the sky, for this right there. We're just trying to get a basic understanding of the values in the colors. So we've already figured out our key for our color key for our blue. Keep it moving. I do have a timer set, and we're at 2 hours and 45 minutes left. So I'm going to keep my water handy. I'm going to keep my paint wet, and here we go. See, I don't know if you can tell, but I'm just crisscrossing here. Just doing a crisscross. Wow, this looks really dark, but that's okay because that's what we decided beforehand. So I try to stick to the plan, so this keeps me from overthinking that it's all going wrong and the colors are not going to look right, but it's fine. Okay, so I want to start bringing in just some regular. That's my honey giving me a call. Hold on a second. Hi, honey. Say hello to all the people. You want to say hi? Say hi, honey. We're recording. Are you capturing? Okay, well, that got pretty serious quick. Okay, honey. Have a good one. Love you. Bye. Oh, I know. I was waiting for the office to open, but then I got busy, and now we're taping. But I will call. I love you. Bye. Okay. Now we're at 2 minutes and 43 seconds, so let's get moving. Okay. Back down low. Okay. I'm going to just keep with that blue. And see how I almost lost this girl's dress? I need to be careful, be very careful as I come around. Okay, so I think for me that's enough dark. So I'm just going to mix and try to find my a lighter color. So that's a good jump, but I think maybe that could be a little too dark. Okay. Ooh. Okay, don't get too crazy and then paint over your little figure here because you don't want to lose her. Okay. So I'm just kind of laying paint on top of it. I'm really just brushing it right into the canvas, like pushing it into the little crevices and stuff. Okay. And mixing these colors like this, the way I'm doing it, for me, it gives more dimension, more interest to my paintings. So this is the process that I like to do, is just to lay color right on top of it. Not too much of the blending or mixing. That could come later, but if you do, then you could. You can do whatever you'd like. I'm just kind of showing you how I enjoy painting my paintings. So, okay. Okay, again, when you're coming around the figure and the plane, you want to just come right up to the edge and try not to do what I just did there. Okay, now here's where I also want to be careful. There's a spot right here that I have missed several times when painting this one, where I end up making her part of the dress, and that's not part of the dress. Okay, coming around. Okay. All right. Okay. I do want to come around. Okay. Okay, dip your brush into the water. Make sure that your paint hasn't dried, and acrylic will dry pretty fast. So you want to stay on top of it so that it doesn't dry too fast. Okay, I'm going to turn it upside down to me because I need to be closer to where I'm applying the paint. I just know that it went from dark and now I'm trying to bring it across even lighter. So I gotta look for the plane right in here. This needs to be a little bit, still a little bit darker. Okay, see how I'm able to just come back to that blue and just pull from that blue to make a better transition here from between blues. Where is blue here? So right behind her leg, so right here by her leg, there's an entry or opening, and then there's also, where is it? Her dress. Jeez. I don't want to overthink it. Just keep moving. Telling you, you can get obsessed with some of these details. Try not to do that. I almost did there, so it's easy to do. Right now we're just blocking in the color of the sky, and we're mostly focusing on getting the tones, the value, the grayscale of it. Okay, so there's the N right in here. Oh man, I'm losing here. I'm losing. Okay, don't overthink it. Just keep going. Okay, come around. There's a little pilot right in here with the scarf. I don't want to lose that image. Okay. And then right between these poles of this airplane is the sky. And then again by the nose, right there. Okay, so here's the good. Okay, I'm gonna darken this. I think it needs to reflect all of this here. And then of course, just keeps getting lighter. And this is very thin paint. This is not thick at all. It's very diluted. I mean, obviously there's plenty of color, pigment to cover the canvas. And I think I'm just gonna sort of paint this like with some swirls here to indicate that there's clouds back here. I don't want to lose that. The winding of the clouds, you know, moving through. You know, as the plane is flying through, the clouds are just getting moved and swirled around. So you just move your brush like it's flying through. You know, just very soft. See, there. Okay, and again, we as we move down, it's going to, the blue is just going to get lighter. So here we are. We got our grayscale, which is our darkest value, and then we're just going to get lighter. See, if it's really easy, you just have to be mindful of it so that you don't forget and then start painting, because it's so easy to get lost in the whole what does the brush do, and trying to get around the details of it, and forget that you're throwing off the value chart here. That's going to give you your image, that professional look, that like that what you're what works. Couple tips and tricks that make it much better, more pleasing to the eye, I guess. And you'll be more proud of it because you've done a good job. Okay, so I'm sort of erasing some of that. And I don't want to, so I'm just going to put it back on there. So I'm really soft up here with my brush strokes. Just trying to blend. See how there's more brush strokes shown here? I don't want them to show right up here. I want this blurred out. The clouds are going to be back here. Like that. Blurry. Okay, so it's getting a little bit dry. So in order for my paint to spread smoothly, I need to add water to my paint. Make sure that it will run smoothly. So can you see every time I grab some paint? Here's my paint. It's almost white. I'm just mixing at the very edge of all of my blues. See all those blues that I had back here? The dark. So I just bring my light and I sort of scoot it in, and then depending on how dark or how I want. Right now I just want it very light because I'm doing the bottom side, the bottom clouds. Okay. So we have spent about 30 minutes so far, and we've just only done the sky, tone for the sky. Okay. There we go. I'm just covering the canvas. Okay, I haven't done the sides of the canvas. But you can if you want to. Let's just go ahead and do that. Okay, so for this sky up at the top, I'm going to get, again, the darkest blue, and then just start tapping it up. And it doesn't have to match exactly. Let's see. This is still a little shiny. If I move it around to the light, you can see where it's shiny. That means it is still wet. So we're going to let it dry for a little bit, and I'll come back. So what I'm going to do here with is to wet it and wipe it clean. Okay, so we're moving on to the red. We're going to need a clean palette. Would it be better if I put it here? Can you see that better? You can't see them better like that. How about like this? This is taking a really long time. Okay, getting situated is one of these time eaters. Okay, it just eats at your time. So I haven't used this larger brush at all. I don't even know why I brought it out. I thought maybe I would use it for the bigger, but the angle brush seems to be doing a fabulous job, this one. So I just stuck with it. Yes, I use my apron for cleaning my brush and wiping it down. These napkins don't always cut it. Okay, so, okay, clean brush. See, clean, clean, pretty clean. That's pretty clean. Yeah, a little bit of blue, but you know, everything is not having to be perfect. Okay, getting those out of the way. Okay, so let's look back over here at this airplane here. And so now we're going to do the so we're going to do the airplane in a very dark grayscale. Okay, so the grayscale that I'm talking about is this one here. Again, we're not going to go over that again. So, I'm going to mix the colors. Finding a grayscale. So for this one, I am going to switch to a smaller brush. This one is it's a square, straight brush. Do you see that there? So I'm going to use this one for the airplane. To make my dark colors, dark red, is I'm going to take some of this red and I'm going to add a little bit of black to it and bring a really dark red color. Okay. So what I have here is a dark maroon. Okay, to compare it right here to my grayscale. Oops. It's pretty dark. It's right in here. So this is the values that I want for my airplane wings. So see this part of the airplane? That's the part that I want. To be the darkest. So I'm going to move this to the side. Keep that in mind. Okay. So again, I want a red scale, really dark. This is going to be my darkest red. Okay, so from there, I'm going to add more of a red. Okay, so this is, how dark is this? It's not as dark. It's still pretty dark though. It's not as dark. Okay. So let me add some water so that I can lift this up. I'll bring it here. Just gonna scoop it up with my brush. Okay. Okay, there we go. Okay, so with that, I just want just a normal medium red. Okay, there we go. Normal medium red. That's medium rare. I mean red. Okay, so I'm going to clean my brush, my paper, just a little bit, because I'm going to now try to mix a medium light and the lightest red. Okay, so I'm going to scoop some of this red out here, and then scoop some of this white, and then just kind of bring them together some. Okay, so this is like super light pink. See that? And I'm just squeezing the paint from my brush, pushing it in, pushing it down on this, and that's really pink. See that? Pink. Okay, so there's a different shade. Kind of like that pink. But we're gonna move it over. Okay. Scoot it over. It's still kind of a dark pink. We want That's a pretty red, look. Like it. I like it a lot. I like this red. This is cool red. This is like a little bit of this pink color. Okay. And now we need a super light. Super, super, super light. Okay, so we're gonna just use the okay, I'm just adding water. So this is a very, very light. Super light, super light, super light. See? Oh yeah, you can't even see that pink. Can you see it? It's not even there. But it's there, trust me, it's there. Okay, let's see. I'm making a pink here. Try not to make it but there it is. Okay, so there's all the reds and the blues that we're using for that, for this here. And I just showed you how to do all that just using the blue and the red, and then just adding black and white. Simple, simplest mixing for values. So now that we have that cheat sheet, I can go ahead and start painting my airplane. Painting. Okay, so the darkest is going to go on the wings of the airplane. So let's get some of this dark, bring it down here, and just mix it. Can you see? Maybe I should bring it back over here. How is this? That way you can see the color. See how I'm in the darker end? And this is very runny. There's hardly any paint on there. It's just very wet, dark paint. Okay. Because when I'm adding this on here, it's just gonna be like a stain. So it's not a lot of thick paint at all. This is just like dyeing the canvas with this color. This maroon. That is crumbling in that paint. Okay. Now go ahead and make sure that you do add paint to it. I mean, you don't want it to be just all water. You do want paint on your canvas. Okay, running low. Bring it on. And reload. Reload. Okay, and I'm watching the angle of my brush. When I come around, I'm aware of how my brush, what direction my brush is facing. If it's, you know, squared up to the canvas, or is it just going to make a line, like a straight line? Just come across, and you know, am I pressing down on it? Am I trying to just sink in? See, if I press down, I just leave all these marks, but when I lay it and I sort of brush on and spread the paint, I'll come around. Okay, so there's the top. I think I want to go ahead and just keep adding some more here to make it darken here. Okay, and then here, okay, make sure you grab some more paint. Right now it's kind of just water. You don't want it to be too just water. You want it see how I'm just dragging, if it's a straight line, I'm just dragging it over. And I lift. Okay, so right here I'm just adjusting the paint. Okay, there we go. So there's my airplane, the darkest parts of it, which were these. Now I'm going to go with a brighter, and a medium for the body. Okay, so that would be, maybe the body is this color with some highlights on it. Maybe the wheels or the tires are going to be this color. But I am going to, can you see that there? I'm going to clean my brush. Pretty clean. Okay, so we want this pink. This pink. Can you see? This one. So we're going to go into this pink. Load up our brush and start painting. There we go. And here we go. Okay, and okay. And then the end here. And then a crooked and over here. Well, it's not crooked, it's just slanted. I shouldn't call it crooked. It's just a slanted angled away from us. Okay, and then these, they hold the airplane up. Those are pretty important. And okay, so I'm just checking. There's a wheel here that I guess I should turn it around so you can see and compare. So this is what we've done so far. This is what it will look like or should look like. This is our sample. And so we are noticing here the difference is it's missing that wheel. We're going to make these tires. See? And we still have to do the girl that's on here. She's on here. Okay, so we are almost into our second hour. We have a few minutes, and we are almost done with our airplane. So let's continue on and see if we can get it done within the hour. Okay, now the tires of the wheels on this airplane are darker. So I need to make sure that those are still a darker red still. And speaking of darker reds, I'm going to sort of go around the belly and up here at the top. A little bit of a red. A little bit of a darker red is, let me go here on this N. Okay. So a little bit, not too much. Just gonna go. I think we're just trying to make these darker. Okay. Okay, here I'm just drawing in the rest of the airplane. And as I'm drawing these wheels, these tires, I am lining up my brush so that it just drags around in a line, in a very thin line, and just I twirled my brush around and just follow the canvas, follow the round wheel. Okay. So all of this is going to be super dark anyways, and that's why I am just adding my dirty brush, because it's going to be black anyways. So it's going to be the darkest. Okay. So there's all of my reds. Okay, so time to clean the brushes and get some clean water. It's been 2 hours. I mean, it's been only an hour and we've gotten this far. So when we come back on the second hour, the next clip, we're going to continue on by adding the dress and bringing out the pilots and then going from there. Okay, so it's been a good hour. It's a fun hour. This is what we have so far, and this is where we need to be. Okay, so not very much more to go for our first layers.